am LaMarsha Lewis. Let's dive. Today's commentary is Thursday, January the 14th, 2021. And I want to do commentary today to speak on the subject matter of the Republican senators. The Republican senators that has been stated to be afraid, scared if they do the right thing and vote yes, vote yay to I will impeach Trump, that there will be repercussions. Their life is in danger. There's a threat to the lives. Well, I would say this to our public service, the men and women that serves in our United States Congress, whether you are a House of Representative or whether you are actual senator. You took an oath. The oath was, I will preserve and protect the United States Constitution against foreign and domestic at all costs. That was the oath. And let me remind you, senators, this oath was taken just 3 days before the insurrection, sedition that took place at our nation's capital. Many of you were on TV where you toted your Bible. This is God's holy word. This is a Bible. I actually have two. This, as you can see, this one here, the larger one, this is my preference. And why do I say that? It's old. In fact, it's coming apart. But I have done a lot of notes taking in this Bible. I actually had someone, because they seen this Bible and it being old and tattered, I was given this. And I have used this Bible as well, but I still have a preference to my old one because, again, that's one I've had where I've done a lot of note taking. I have highlights in there and I have actual notes in that particular Bible. But it's been stated that the Republicans, some have said, well, I want to say yes, I want to vote to impeach, but I'm afraid. Again, you took an oath. And you said that you would protect our United States Constitution against foreign and domestic. And as we all know, there was an attack. There was a breach to our nation's capital. There was a sedition, insurrection that took place. And it was at the incitement, invoked, orchestrated, directed, commanded, carried out by the current sitting president, Donald J. Trump. And because you took an oath, because you men and women, the congressmen and women of our United States House of Representatives and the United States Senate, you can't let being scared and intimidated keep you from one, doing the job that you were sent to do by we, the American people. If you can't do the job, if you're too chicken, if you're too scared, if you're too intimidated, please, sir, please, ma'am, resign. That simple, that easy. If you too intimidated, if Donald J. Trump intimidates you that much, terrifies you that much, scares you that much, and keeping you from doing the job that you were sent to do and represent us, the United States of Americans, citizens, you don't need to be there. You need to resign, step aside, and let someone that is willing to do the job. You all are being paid and have salaries and lifestyle so much better than we, the average American people. We are struggling every day of our, especially many of us of color. Because see, we don't get the jobs just handed over to us. We have to work twice, triple harder than you are. Most of you are, just because of who you are, you get handed a job, or a job gets created. But we, as African Americans, and let's not even mention immigrants who tries to come to our country for a better life for themselves and their family, if you're not willing to do the job, resign. Because there are people that will do the job. They will uphold the oath that they stood and take an oath to. Like I said, it was January the 3rd, 2021, where the new Senate and the new House of Representatives, it was on a Sunday. Like you walked in pairs of twos. Again, I saw many of you told your Bible. When it came time for you to take your oath, you stood there with the Bible in your right hand raised. But now you want to say you can't do your job. You can't uphold the oath that you took 3 days before an insurrection took place at our nation's capital. If you can't do the job, resign. If you can't do the job, if you're unwilling to do the job, resign. It's as simple as that. Because there are many people, in fact, one like myself, I would be willing to do the job that I took the oath to. I'm not going to be a person that's intimidated. Because it's a greater matter at hand. Our United States Constitution, our democracy, and I am the person that simply believes in doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Morals, character. Character is so very important. Having ethics. It doesn't matter what he, she, Sally, Sue, John, Dick, or Harry does. It's my own integrity. Being able to live with me. But so many of you have already sold your souls to the devil. You have your own personal agenda, your own personal gain that outweighs anything else. I don't even know if you actually know what right is anymore. You've done wrong so long and you have come complicit to it. You have come accustomed to it. So I don't even know if you know what actually doing the right thing is. And many of you have shown you don't have a conscience. You don't have character. Because if you did, there's no way anyone could support Donald J. Trump. It's sad. Yes, it's unfortunate, but if you're going to be a public servant, if you're going to hold a role in the United States government, unfortunately, you're going to be ridiculed. You're going to be talked about. You would be lied on. And you would be getting things like some of you say. Yeah, you might get threats. And you might become scared. But you got to do it scared anyway. You got to do the right thing scared regardless. Because why? It's the right thing to do. You took an oath. You have an obligation. You have a responsibility. Do you teach your children to walk away to just wrong? No, I'm not saying go out there and just be a fighter or anything, or somebody's out there bullying. But when you have the responsibility of a public servant, where you have stood and took an oath, you wear those pins. You wear those pins that represent the United States government official. But you're going to let something intimidate you that you say, oh, you can say in private, I would do, but because I'm scared, I'm not going to do the right thing. I'm not going to uphold the oath that I took to the American people. Because see, that's what you're being seen as. That's what's being shown. There were 10 House of Representative Republicans, and they too, as one has I've seen on TV, in various news, social media platforms, yeah, they've been threatened too. This one gentleman spoke, but he still did the right thing. If it means beefing up security, because again, you make far more money than many and most of us, so therefore security would be provided, as we saw last week where the liar, POS Lindsey Graham was going through the airport and people was calling him a piece of shit. Now it's been said that security would be beefed up for him. So therefore you would get the necessity that you need to do your job. Let's go back to that. To do your job. You are a public official. And you need to do your job. You need to do it earnestly, honestly, with integrity, with morals, with values, with ethics. And stop being a contributor to lies, conspiracy, that you know is just that, lies and conspiracy, but to stand for what is right. Because that's what you're supposed to do. That is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to uphold the oath you took, our United States Constitution, and do the right thing. Yesterday, on January the 13th, 2021, for the second time, Donald J. Trump was impeached by the House of Representatives. First time in America's history, a sitting United States president has been impeached twice. And as we know, it will now go to the Senate. And it's my hope that for once the Senate will stand up and do the right thing. We had an insurrection. We had a sedition. We had a breach to our nation's capital. 5 people lost their lives. The blood stain is on Donald J. Trump. And if you, our public officials, continue to look the other way, intentionally, willfully, turn a blind eye and deaf ear and try to pretend that this did not happen and you lived it out yourself in real time, shame on you. And guess what? That blood of those people that lost their lives and just the fact alone of the insurrection that took place at our nation's capital, you too would have to carry that the rest of your life. History is being recorded. You can do the right thing. Again, it's your responsibility, obligation, because you stood and took the oath. You get to sit in our United States Capitol to make our rules and our laws that we're supposed to be governed and abide by. The people that were sent by the 50 states of America to represent us, the American people. And if you can't do it, if you don't want to do it, if you're too scared, you're too intimidated, resign. Because guess what? There are plenty of others that would do it and would do it willfully. Serve the United States people and do the right thing. I am LaMarsha Lewis. Let's talk.